She sold the engagement ring I had lovingly placed on her finger, the very one that once graced my grandmother's hand, to finance a getaway with her ex. And not only did she do it, she made sure I knew. She sent me the receipt from the pawn shop as if it were a trophy, adding the cruel flourish, "He's more fun." I didn't respond, not with words. Instead, I opened my laptop, logged into my airline account, and quietly, deliberately, canceled the plane ticket she'd booked, using my frequent flyer miles and my credit card. Weeks later, her voice came through my phone again, this time from a grimy bus station, trembling with panic, begging me to come get her. I didn't answer that call either. But let's rewind. The detonation of my world didn't begin with the bus station. It started with a single text message from my fiancée, or rather, the woman I thought was my fiancée, arriving yesterday afternoon like a grenade with the pin pulled. Attached was a photo, a receipt from a downtown pawn shop. At first, I didn't comprehend. Then my eyes locked onto the item description. 1. 5-carat diamond solitaire ring, 14K white gold. My stomach dropped. That was my grandmother's ring. The heirloom passed down through generations. The symbol of enduring love I had entrusted to Jenna just 6 months ago. Beneath the image, her text read, "Trip to Costa Rica with Marco is booked. He's more fun." Marco, her ex, the man she'd apparently chosen over me, over our future, over everything sacred. I sat frozen for 10 full minutes, the phone in my hand suddenly heavier than lead, as if it could drag me straight to the ocean floor. I didn't reply. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I stood up, walked to my laptop, pulled up the email confirmation for the romantic Hawaiian getaway I'd planned for us next month, then opened a second tab. There it was, the flight details she'd gleefully forwarded me last week for her girls' trip, departing in just 2 days. Paid for with my miles. Charged to my card. Confirmation number 7G4B9E. I clicked cancel flight, and the system asked, "Are you sure?" I clicked yes. A new screen appeared. Your cancellation is confirmed. A credit of $874 has been applied to your account. I closed the laptop. I didn't text her. I didn't call. I didn't utter a single syllable. I just canceled her ticket. I knew it was one way. She'd told me her friends were driving back, meaning she'd be stranded without that flight. And now, thanks to me, that flight no longer existed. I waited. I gave it 48 hours before the fallout began. It didn't come from her. It came from my sister, Laura. That night, she called, voice tight with fury. I just got off the phone with Mom. She's hysterical. Jenna called her in tears, claiming you two had a massive blowout and that you're emotionally holding her hostage. I took a slow, deep breath. The smear campaign had launched, right on schedule. There was no fight, Laura, I said, calm as still water. I haven't spoken to her since yesterday afternoon. Well, she's telling everyone you lost it because she's going on a trip with her friends. She says you threatened to throw her out. Classic Jenna. Manufacture chaos, then cast herself as the wounded victim of someone else's rage. Laura, I said, she's not going on a trip with her friends. She's going to Costa Rica with Marco, her ex, and she paid for it by selling Grandma's ring. The silence on the other end was deafening. Laura and I were close. She'd loved our grandmother deeply. That ring wasn't jewelry, it was legacy. Blood. Memory. She did what? Laura finally whispered, voice razor sharp with disbelief. I forwarded her the screenshot, the pawn shop receipt, Jenna's smug text beneath it. I heard Laura's sharp gasp. Oh my God, she breathed. That monster. Are you okay? I'm fine, I said, and strangely, I was. The initial shock had incinerated the pain, leaving behind a cold, crystalline clarity. But this is just the opening act. She's going to spin this to everyone we know. Paint me as the villain. Laura paused. When she spoke again, her tone had hardened, forged in steel. No, she's not. She's not getting away with this. I'm calling her mother. I tried to stop her, warned her it would escalate, but Laura, once roused in defense of family, is a hurricane with a conscience. She hung up before I could finish. This was the first major escalation, dragging the families into the war. Jenna's parents, the Millers, curated their image like museum curators. Perfect daughter, perfect life, perfect future. A daughter who pawns a priceless heirloom to run off with her ex? That didn't fit the exhibit. An hour later, my phone rang. Unknown number. I knew who it was. I answered and put it on speaker. Is this my name? A gruff, authoritative male voice. Tom Miller, Jenna's father. He sounded like a man accustomed to solving problems with volume and intimidation. I just had a very disturbing conversation with your sister. I want to hear your side because, frankly, I don't believe a word of it. There's not much to tell, Mr. Miller, I said evenly. Your daughter sold an irreplaceable family heirloom to fund a vacation with her ex-boyfriend. She sent me the receipt herself. I can forward it to you if you'd like. I heard a woman's hushed voice in the background. His wife, no doubt, whispering damage control. Jenna says you two had an argument and you took the ring back, he blustered. She says you're fabricating all this to punish her for wanting a little freedom before the wedding. This was my moment. My entire defense rested on one thing: evidence. I had the receipt, the one she foolishly sent me. But I'd gone further. That afternoon, I'd called the pawn shop, spoke to the manager, a guy named S., explained the situation, that a ring of immense sentimental value had been sold without my knowledge or consent. He was sympathetic but firm. Now look, man, sale's final. She showed ID, signed the paperwork. It's legal. We already paid her. Then he gave me a lifeline. I can't give you the ring back, but per policy and state law, we keep detailed records. If you file a police report for theft, they can subpoena the security footage and the signed bill of sale, her signature, right next to the ring's description. I didn't need to file a report. Not yet. The threat was enough. Mr. Miller, I said, the pawn shop has Jenna on security footage selling the ring. They also have a bill of sale with her signature, time-stamped 2:17 p.m. yesterday. I have the manager's name and number. Would you like it? Or should I just give it to the police when I report the ring as stolen? Silence. Thick. Heavy. The murmuring in the background ceased. Tom Miller was a businessman. He understood contracts, signatures, evidence, liability. He knew I had him, and by extension, he knew I had Jenna. That won't be necessary, he said after a long pause, his voice now hollow, stripped of all its earlier bluster. Let me talk to my daughter. He hung up. The consequence? Jenna was now cornered. Her parents knew the truth, and they knew I held the power to make it public or even legal if I chose. The next day, the day she was supposed to leave for Costa Rica, my phone stayed silent. No calls, no texts. I imagined the storm raging inside her parents' house, accusations, tears, ultimatums. Then, around 3 p.m., the social media blitz began. My phone buzzed. A text from Kevin, a mutual friend. Dude, what the hell's going on? Jenna's blowing up the group chat. Says you canceled her flight and stole her money. He forwarded screenshots. It was a masterclass in manipulation. Jenna had posted the cancellation email I received, framing it as a malicious, calculated act of cruelty. He's a controlling psychopath, one message read. He waited until the last minute to cancel my ticket just to hurt me. I'm stranded. Her friend Amy jumped in. That's so messed up. You need to get away from him. Others piled on with sympathy, outrage, support. She'd conveniently omitted the ring. She assumed I wouldn't want to air our dirty laundry in public. She was wrong. I didn't argue. I didn't rant. I simply presented the facts, privately messaging Kevin and Mark, two close friends in the group. Hey guys, here's the context Jenna forgot to include. I attached 2 images. 1, the pawn shop receipt she sent me. 2, a photo of my grandmother, radiant at her 50th wedding anniversary, wearing that exact ring. Beneath them I wrote, she sold my grandmother's ring to go to Costa Rica with her ex, Marco. She sent me this receipt to rub it in my face. The flight she's mad about wasn't her money. Booked with my credit card and my flyer miles. For a girl's trip, it was my ticket to cancel. I'm not a monster. I'm just done being played for a fool. The response was instant. Mark, holy crap. I'm so sorry, man. We had no idea. She's been telling us you've been acting jealous and crazy for weeks. Kevin, wow. Just wow. That's not okay. I'm officially out of this drama. You have my support. The consequence? Jenna's smear campaign backfired spectacularly. She'd gambled that I wouldn't expose her, and lost. By providing undeniable proof, I didn't just defend myself. I vaporized her credibility. The group chat went silent. She'd lost her audience. For 2 weeks, blissful, healing silence. I changed the locks on my apartment, packed her clothes, books, makeup, everything, into boxes and stored them away. Called the caterer, called the venue, canceled the wedding. Thanks to ironclad contracts, I got most of my deposits back. I sent Jenna a cashier's check for her share, minus the ring's value. Included a copy of the ring's original insurance appraisal, $12,000, and a note. We can consider the remaining $7,500 your final settlement. Do not contact me again. I started breathing again. The anger faded. In its place, relief, quiet, peace. I dodged a bullet. No, a cannonball. I returned to the gym, met Mark and Kevin for beers, started rebuilding. I thought it was over. Then came the third and final escalation. It was a Tuesday night, nearly 3 weeks after her would-be departure. I was watching a movie when my phone rang. Blocked number. I almost ignored it. Something made me answer. Hello, I said, a sniffle. Then a voice, cracked, hoarse, barely recognizable. It was Jenna. I need your help, she sobbed. Please. I'm stuck. My blood turned to ice. Where are you? I asked, voice flat. I'm at a bus station in San Jose, she cried, words tumbling between gasps. Marco left me. He took all the cash. He just left me here 2 days ago. I have nothing. My phone's about to die. Please, you have to help me. I have no way to get home. So, the final act. The trip had collapsed, exactly as I knew it would. Marco, the more fun one, had revealed his true nature. Fun, right up until the pawn shop money ran dry. Now she was stranded in a foreign country, calling me, the man whose family treasure she sold, the man she tried to destroy, begging me for a ride home. I let her cry, let the silence swell, thick with every lie, every betrayal, every shattered promise. Her desperation was probably real, but it meant nothing to me now. My empathy for her burned to ash. Jenna, I said, calm as a winter lake. Sounds like you should call Marco. I paused. Let the words sink in. He's more fun. I hung up. Then I blocked her number, forever.